What's poppin', my people? Back again with another banging video. So guys, as you can see from the title and the thumbnail, we have another very interesting video. So Logan Paul, I'm not sure what he says. Literally first time watching this video. I didn't even want to watch it. I wanted to watch it with you guys just so I could sometimes I usually watch the videos just before, just to see oh, is this video worth reacting to? But other times I just prefer to just watch the video with you guys just so we can experience. Apparently Logan Paul has said something about Christianity and something happened. So with no further ado, I know you're interested, I'm interested. Let's get straight into it, guys. Hope everyone is doing well. And
Jesus Christ, God, you need a therapist because Jesus isn't quite doing it for you.
Logan Paul is no stranger to controversy and public hate. And at one point, he was no doubt the most hated YouTuber in the world. After the controversy came out with him in the Japanese suicide forest, his reputation seemed to hit a point so low that it didn't seem possible for it to ever recover. But against everyone's expectations, his new podcast gave him an opportunity to make a surprising comeback, winning the favor of even some of his biggest haters. But just as he started to gain public trust back, in his most recent podcast, he started arguing with his co-host about Christianity, which had even his most dedicated fans saying things like this. The amount of respect I've lost for Logan is crazy. Logan lost every ounce of respect he had gained back from me this episode. Logan was just getting back in people's good books, gaining respect back, and now he's just throwing that out the window. And you'll find hundreds, if not thousands, of comments like this in the comment section. So why are people so upset with Logan? And is it justified? We ask this because in 2016, Logan Paul was one of the most famous YouTubers in the world, creating content that the platform had never seen before, and was ranked in the Forbes list for the highest paid YouTuber in 2017 and 2018. But during these years, he was involved in a number of controversies, and most notably, his stunt in the Japanese suicide forest, where he filmed a recently deceased person and uploaded it to his vlog on YouTube. But sometime after that, Logan started to rebuild his reputation after he started his podcast, giving viewers a new perspective of who he was and his new maturity level. Logan would find himself having constructive and respectful conversations with a variety of people, including religious people that he openly disagreed with.
I had more joy following Jesus than I had with all of the world combined. Wow. And I couldn't deny it anymore.
But more recently, his fans have started to turn on him, seeing him as they used to. This all came to a climax on a recent Impulsive episode where Logan started discussing religion with his co-host George Janko, who's an outspoken Christian that converted not too long ago. But as the conversation went on and things got more heated, it escalated into Logan saying things like this.
I just am definitely questioning why we have to perpetuate a belief that is silly. Because I'll be honest with you, bro, Jesus Christ.
As our conversation played out, it became clear that there was some undisclosed tension in the background contributing to Logan's irritation, which didn't become clear until later on in the episode. Logan seemed to be reverting back to his old self, and he seemed to have a serious problem with George being a Christian, but it was really difficult to understand exactly why that was. Throughout the episode, George seemed to be consistently trying to tell Logan that he only wants Logan to respect his beliefs rather than him bashing him for them all of the time. But Logan wasn't budging.
I get you're wrestling with it and you like to tackle things head on. And I've told you before, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it peacefully, or we don't even have to talk about it. But you bashing me in front of a group of people for my beliefs is not right. I was angry with you for a very long time because of this situation. And I'm not trying to be a dramatic person right now, but genuinely, I know people that hate me, that treat me better about my faith than you, and you're my best friend. This is the way I want all of us to be together. At the end of the day, bro, I can never prove to you that Jesus Christ exists. I can never do that. You can never prove that your belief system exists. What we could do is have like-minded conversations and grow from it. And I want there to be love in the conversation instead of because if we pick on each other and other things, it's totally fine. You suck at comedy. I get that. Everybody knows that. All that stuff. But when it comes to religion, you have to tiptoe.
No, I don't.
Well, I do.
Fans took to the comments as they believed that Logan was gaslighting George with his beliefs as well.
The 2 years that I had the hardest years of my life, the only person that was there wasn't family, wasn't friends, wasn't coworkers. It was my Jesus Christ. And he's the one that...
Not even your girl, Belle?
Belle didn't know.
So, Georgie, are you...
I respect people like that. The guy on the left. Even the life of a Christian is always going to be difficult, and people aren't going to agree with you. People aren't going to side with you. People aren't going to like you when you speak about Christianity, when you speak about religion, when you speak about things that they don't understand because they've not experienced what you've experienced in life. And this is literal proof of it. Like literally someone getting bashed for their belief. Literally getting bashed. Apparently they're best friends and he's bashing him for his own. I mean, I don't even get the full picture yet, so let's carry on watching. But I've experienced this myself, where my friends, family members, strangers, church members, they literally bash me or like people that are true like Christians for like their belief. They bash them for it. They're like, oh, but if God is real, then this, that. Oh, Jesus isn't. Like, they'll say some crazy things like, oh, Jesus isn't real and stuff like that. Or like, if he was, oh, why don't you like part the sea then if he's real? Oh, why can't he just appear right now? They say some really like disturbing things, like almost disrespecting your religion, like your belief. But why does it happen to Christians and not like Muslims? Why doesn't it happen to like Hindus? Why doesn't it happen to like Jewish people? Or like, it's just crazy. Like, no one ever bashes them. Why do Christians have to get bashed? Why can't we be respected for our religion, our faith, our belief? This just proves that like Christianity is true and it's real, that we face adversity because we're not fighting against flesh. We're not fighting against flesh, guys. It's not the flesh we're fighting against. It's not the flesh. It's not the flesh, guys. It's the spirit we're fighting against. Spirit. Spiritual things. Let's carry on this video.
Dude, there's some people that can't express,
you
bro.
don't-
Like
you're
can't-
asking for a babysitter. You're 29.
No, I'm
like,
not.
what
One
you're
that really
saying.
hurt me is you told me I need a therapist because I believe in Jesus.
No,
That
I
one
didn't.
hurt me.
No, I didn't. I said you need a therapist because Jesus isn't quite doing it for you,
No, you
which
didn't.
is
No, you
which
didn't.
is true.
No, you didn't.
I said,
And I don't want to stand down. No, you didn't.
You think I said
nah,
you need a
not what I
therapist
think.
because you
I
believe
checked
in
you and I said,
Jesus?
"What did you just say to me?" And you said, "What did I say?" And you stumbled. And you're like, "I don't know. What were we say?" And then you fumbled. Now, I'm not backing down from
It
this.
is common knowledge that you don't interpret reality like reality happens.
So what was it that George did or said to Logan about his faith that triggered Logan to act the way that he did? And why did it seem like Logan wasn't okay with George believing in Christianity at all, even to the point where it prompted the other co-host Mike to jump in multiple times to ask Logan what the issue was?
Are you on like a personal crusade to fix something? What is it about that idea of live and let live that is, or not doing that is so difficult to do? Like, why can't George just believe in what he wants to believe in? Someone else can believe in what they want to believe in.
But Logan's answer to that question was really telling. Logan answered by talking about homosexuality, which was strange because George didn't understand why Logan was accusing him of bashing gay people.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And this is where Logan revealed his real issue.
What makes you think I'm going around condemning people? That's what I want to know. Because you always put that on me. You always yell at me about gay people. I never once talk about gay people.
Because you're subscribed to the doctrine that perpetuates that information.
I'm subscribed to love my neighbor.
Not everyone in your religion is.
Yeah, but
That's fine.
singling
It's
out.
not fine.
Hold on,
You're sitting in the same boat with some really hateful
Let me
people.
help first.
You
Wait,
keep
wait,
bringing
answer
up
the
that I
question.
bash gay people all the time. When have I ever done that?
Bro, that is a staple of your religion, and it's not bashing gay people. It's condemning them for
Have
what
you,
they
as,
like.
for
That's
as
f***ing
Shanko, as your best friend,
ridiculous.
as your best friend, have you ever seen me to any straight man or gay man or any type of person ever? Have I ever shown any hatred ever?
No, but you're in the same boat with a large group of people that do.
So as you just heard, Logan clearly
And the thing is, a lot of people have that same mindset, that same mentality that Logan Paul does. It's like, oh, because the small minority or because the majority of people in my belief system, because they don't condone, or like they're harsh about people that are like that believe, that are part of the LGBT, yeah, because of those people, that just because they believe, just because these people are like, okay, people that are Christians, that's not me, like I don't bash people that are like part of that group of people, but like there might be like a small or even a large group of people that like are so like heavily against it to the point where they shout and they're like angry, and they, just because those people are like heavily against all people, now every single Christian is in the same boat. When Jesus Christ came onto earth and he was healing people that were sick, he was healing people, and these sick people were sinners. He was healing people that were prostitutes and stuff like that, like saying, oh, go no more, like literally stopping them from killing prostitutes. There was, I can't really find the specific scripture, but there was literally a scripture where like the woman was, she was always fornicating to make money, to make ends meet, and it got to a point where people wanted to stone her to death for her, like her sin. And Jesus came and said to the people, like, out of all you people, like, if you are not a sinner, be the first one to like throw your stone at her. And all the people realized we're all sinners, so they all walked away. And Jesus said, go, like he said to the woman, like, go away, not go away, but like go and sin no more, like just don't sin anymore. That's like literally, he didn't start shouting or being hateful and stuff like that. So when people like Christians like me, people like me, not me, people like me, when we start bashing or getting angry or like start like hatefully accusing or condemning like non-Christians or like people part of the LGBT, when we start like when they start bashing them in like a judgeful manner rather than speaking to them with love, I don't really side with that either. I'm a Christian, they're Christians as well, but I don't really side with the way they're directing or the way they're approaching or the way they're saying what they need to say, to, because if anything, you're pushing that type of person away. This person in the LGBT, you're pushing that type of person away. You're literally making them hate you more, because you're like, oh, is this the religion I'm meant to join? Or you guys are just shouting at me and telling me I'm gonna go to hell. Well, you know what? Don't like you guys. Are you guys being mean to me? What did I do? This is just how I think right now. Why don't you try to educate me? Why don't you try to teach me first? Why don't you show me some love? So I do understand that it can be difficult. So when Logan Paul was saying what he said, I'm gonna have to side with the guy on the left. I don't know either of, I only know Logan Paul's name, but the guy that was his best friend, when he was saying like you can't just say we're all in the same boat. There's literally Christians that go to hell. You can't just say we're all in the same boat. We're not all gonna go to hell just because some Christians went to hell. There's literally Muslims that go against their own culture. There's literally Jewish people that go against their own culture. There's literally people that are Hindu that go against their own culture, or they bash people about certain things they don't dislike. And then you have the Hindus or the Jews or the Muslims that show love to people that are not doing the right thing. They're like, listen, this is in our religion, we see this as a thing that's not right. And this is the reason why this and that, give examples, etc., etc. We love you. I love you personally. It's just, God just doesn't like this way of acting. He just doesn't like it. So you make that choice. You choose whether you want to harden your heart or whether you want to open that doorway to understand a little bit more. And maybe, you never know, you might change. Not, you're going hell, enter the chopper, you're going hell. Oh, I hope you die in an explosion, all this rubbish. You think they need to hear that? You think anyone needs to hear that? You're bringing them more depression. You're bringing them, you're putting them to a side where they feel more lonely. They feel like they can't get help from anyone. Is that what you want? As a Christian, personally, is that what you want? Do you want to push away people from Christianity? Or do you want to bring them towards us? Because showing them hate or telling them they're going to hell and shouting at them and displeasing them, that's not going to bring them towards us. However, showing them the love that Jesus Christ came on earth and showed us, he literally died. I don't think anyone in today's age can do what Jesus did back in the day. No one's going to stand on a cross and die and bleed to death to save people's sins as a mission. Because we're all like stimulated by like social media, and we can barely even leave our house, talk less about hang on a cross. So Logan Paul, I know you're probably not watching this, but if you are, if someone could send this to him, all Christians aren't the same. The real Christians, we show love to everyone. We want to inspire people. We want to correct. We want to show people the true fundamentals. And the fundamentals is love. Love thy neighbor as you love thyself. Thy neighbor is everyone. Neighbor is everyone. Anyone. Murderer, sinner, liar. If you're part of the LGBT, everyone. Everyone. And I've definitely had some thoughts in my mind in the past, like, oh, I hate this type of group of people. But then you realize they're just human beings. They just have a mindset that's not pleasing the God that you serve. So why should I hate them for that? We're just human beings. Like I said, I always say this, I don't blame the individual, the flesh, the skin. I blame the spirit that's within them, that's like reprived their mind, that's taken over their mind to believe in what they believe in. So I mean, at the end of the day, you can choose to show hate to these people. You can choose to bash them and call yourself a Christian, but you never know, that person that you're bashing, this person in the LGBT, he might end up going to heaven, and then you end up in hell. And God's like, why did you show him so much hate? I told you to love your neighbor as you love yourself. So why are you showing this person hate? Do you think this person, if anything, God will be like, you misled this person. Now no one can change his mind because you've shown him hate. You're worse than the sinner. You're worse than the person like murdering. So just take that in mind. Gone on a tangent, but I feel like I needed to say that just for understanding, for people to understand that we as Christians, we're meant to show love. So if you ever see a Christian not like showing people love, there's a difference between like showing love and telling the truth, and showing like being hateful, bashing people, like, and then saying that you have love. You can't have love in your heart and bash other people or judge other people and say they're going to hell. Like in a bashful way. Obviously the truth is that if they continue to like have a darkened, or if they continue to like willfully sin and stuff like that, then yes, sadly that may be, I could never be definitive about anything, because at the end of the day it's God that's going to lead you into heaven or hell. So you can't just know for sure, oh, this person is going to hell. You're the one that's going hell. Why are you judging? Alright, so just take that into mind, take that into awareness, because we as Christians shouldn't be judgmental people, because that's not the way we should live. So let's carry this video on.
really has an issue with Christianity and the thought of homosexuality being a sin, even to the point where he was hostile with George, even though George has never even talked about this with him before.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
And this is where the fans started to turn on him. They noticed how he was refusing to be respectful towards George, despite George's pleas for the sake of their friendship.
And if I tell you that your approach and your delivery is hindering their ability to produce an effective argument, would that change your approach?
In a work environment, absolutely. But if I'm talking about religion with someone who I love, sorry, bro. I love you. So I'm going to be harsh as with you. I ain't holding back anything. I'm bringing out my swords. Same with you, and you know that.
Me and you are fine.
Bro, I love you guys. I love you guys. So I'm going to attack you two the hardest.
100%.
That's just how I am in my life. Oh, I definitely agree with you.
We've talked about
And you
this
are
many
right. And
times.
my delivery is
You're very
something
harsh.
very harsh.
Yes.
Yeah, delivery. That's the word I was looking for earlier. We Christians, our delivery needs to be corrected in the way we speak to people that are unbelievers, because we could either push them away or we could push them to pull them towards us.
Treat others how you want to be treated, right? The golden
Yeah, but
rule.
nobody wants to do
I don't
that.
want to be babied, bro.
Wait,
I
I
don't
thought
want to
you
be
didn't like
babied
that
and
rule.
neither.
No, but some people aren't
I
even
don't
able
like
to-
it because it turns out it's not true. Everyone wants to be coddled into the truth. Everyone wants to be handheld and walked up the mountain with a buddy instead of climbing it themselves.
But well, also, it's not true, because if you do not love thy neighbor, and that means gay or
Yeah,
straight, then you are not a child of God.
Bro,
that is literally quoted in the Bible.
Yeah, but what about conversion therapy? Like,
What is conversion therapy?
something your church does, George?
Stop saying my church, bro. I don't know what.
But it's something your
but
church
it's also
does.
but it's also something.
Yeah, you can't. I don't like the way Logan was saying your church. It's like he's trying to say, oh, because one like bad Christian says it's all right. Every Christian is this how most people. This is what I'm saying. Christianity in itself is literally being like mopped on the floor. Like Christianity is just being shoved in bins. Like it's just being shoved around gutters. The true essence of Christianity has been washed away. Like there's only a few people that are truly like men and women of God, because there's the other people that just make us look like we're bad people, like bad is subjective, but that make us look like we're the worst type of group of people. Like we say one thing and then next minute we're judging. And we Christians, we're meant to be lovers. We're meant at least work towards it, because no one's perfect, but at least work towards being someone that can show love to thy neighbor. You're gonna lash out at sometimes, yes. You're gonna get angry sometimes, yes. We're human beings. Our flesh, remember, our spirit can be hindered and stuff like that, or be tampered with. So there are gonna be times where you say stupid things, and this is why we should get more leeway, because we're human beings. Like at the end of the day, the fact that we worship God and stuff like that, it's just delivery. It's just going back to delivery. We just need to learn how to deliver deliver the truth correctly, in a way that people aren't pushed away from us, but rather pulled towards us, so they can be saved as well. Obviously, we want to say the essence of us pulling them towards us is so they can be saved and go to heaven, and also spread the word and save other people. I mean, that's the whole reason I even created this, or started making all these Christian videos and stuff like that, because I don't want to be pushing people away from Christianity. I want to pull you guys towards it more. So, I mean, yeah, Logan Paul, I can't blame him for like thinking, oh, but you got your church, you're this, because that's all he's kind of listened to. He's been like almost manipulated to believe what he believes, and all I can do is pray that God can keep planting that seed in his heart and grow it, and hopefully he changes his mind and can actually become a true Christian as well, and save other people's lives and not be someone that's tarnishing people's souls. So yeah,
What are you
But it's
talking
also
about?
something
You
that
don't know what's my church name?
I don't know.
Exactly, bro. You do this
Is
a
it a
lot.
So Logan claims that is
doesn't even know the guy's church's name. He's just like, your church, and he's referring your church to like all of us, like literally every single Christian. He's like, oh yeah, your church, Catholics, all of them. He's like, oh, your church. It's just wishy-washy. It's like you're saying I'm not being definitive about Christianity, but you don't even know what you know about Christianity. So who's in the wrong here? You can't really condemn me, can you? If you don't even know what we believe in and our faith, etc. Because if you did, you would know that only a true Christian genuinely has love for people, and they don't hate or judge people. And if a Christian is condemning people and judging people and bringing people down, bashing them down, like, oh, you will never enter the gates of hell, you will never enter the gates of heaven, because you're not don't bash people. That's gonna push people away. Tell them the truth and tell it in a way that's delivered properly.
It's because of how much he loves George.
I don't know.
Exactly, bro. You do this
Is
a
it a
lot.
So Logan claims that it's because of how much he loves George that he'll tell them the truth, even if it's harsh and even if it hurts George's feelings. He also defended himself by saying that he's just treating George how he would want to be treated. But what Logan doesn't seem to realize is that if he meant what he says, then he shouldn't be mad at Christians for doing the exact same thing. I mean, think about it. If he thinks that he's showing George true love by giving him the truth, no matter how harsh it is and no matter how much it hurts George's feelings, then he should respect the fact that the Christians that he doesn't like are doing the exact same thing. They also believe that they're giving people the truth and love, even though it may seem harsh and even though it may hurt their feelings. And secondly, he also said that he wants people to treat him the way that he wants to be treated. And he also explained how he treats the people that he loves. And that's by giving them the harsh truth. So he's literally mad at Christians for treating people the way that he wants to be treated.
It makes no sense.
And so it doesn't make sense for him to only complain when Christians do the very thing that he believes is an act of true love. But here is where the tipping point for a lot of his viewers kicks in. Rather than Logan seeing the issues in his logic, instead he doubles down and even insisted how intelligent that he is.
I don't think I'm smart, George.
I think you're an amazingly smart man.
No. You know, I won't say amazing, but I'm smart. I'm objectively smart.
You're a genius. And I think
no matter how you cut it.
They took this to be a display of overconfidence and arrogance and the refusal to acknowledge his errors. But from Logan's perspective, he was only showing his love for George. And about that, one of the most intriguing points in the conversation was when George explained to Logan what he meant when he said that he loved Logan.
I have a question. I want to read this. Because we're speaking about love, and I did not know we were about to talk about this. I swear on everything. But this morning when we were going back and forth, I want to read what we were talking about. And I said, I would do anything for you to see God. I would love that. I would love for you to see God when we're going back and forth on it. And I basically talk about how I would get rid of everything that I love for you to see God. And you said, would you even get rid of Belle? And I said, on a serious note,
sorry, Belle.
If God came to me and said, the only way that Logan would ever see me is if you suffer a life of loneliness, I said I would take it.
Now, I know that Logan doesn't believe in the Bible, but this is similar to what the Apostle Paul said in the book of Romans, where he says, "For I could wish that I myself were accursed and cut off from Christ for the sake of my own people, my kindred, according to the flesh." When the Bible talks about love, agape love in the Bible is self-sacrificial love for the benefit of the other person. On this understanding of love, the truest love will cost you something for the sake of the other person. And of course, the greatest display of this love is found in Christ, the center of the Christian faith, in which God put on human flesh and willingly becomes cursed for the things that we freely chose to do wrong. Now, even though being loving doesn't always mean being nice, and it certainly doesn't mean avoiding telling people the harsh truths that they need to hear, but what agape love does mean is doing what's best for another person at your own expense. So it seems that George's view of love may have been heavily influenced by the Bible, which I hope that we can all agree is a good thing. But to make matters more interesting, Logan claims that he was first introduced to Christianity at a young age and started rejecting it as he got older. I cover the reasons for why in this video, so go ahead and click here, and the next time that someone...
What a great video, so I'm gonna definitely end that there. Guys, listen. You heard it yourself. Even he grew up as a Christian and then he started rejecting it as he got older. Why did he start rejecting it? And then he just started rejecting it for no reason. No, people influenced his decision to change his mind on rejecting Christianity. His peers, his friends, the people he surrounded himself with. God made himself known in his life and still is distinctively. His best friend is a Christian. God is trying his best to make Logan believe in him and stuff like that, but he prefers to repel against God himself. And all we can do is just pray that he changes his mind. Or even for you, if you see yourself in the same situation as Logan Paul, we as true Christians can only pray that God can give you that love in your heart to change your mind and to be like a true Christian and a true follower and disciple of Christ, and to believe in him and to be saved and to go to heaven, and to stop fighting for the devil, to stop fighting for the devil's army, to stop being on the devil's side. I mean, you make that decision. You, Logan, Christians, me, my family, churches, we make this decision on how we direct Christianity, how we teach it, how we deliver it. I'm on my journey. I'm still learning on how to like deliver and how to acknowledge and portray the true faith of Christianity. It's difficult, and I fumble a few times, but I learn from my mistakes and I forge on forward. And God is watching me. He sees my heart. He knows I'm genuine. I'm not like trying to be fake. I'm not like putting a personality right now. Like, oh, this is me. Like, no, it's PaulKhadar. Like, I'm just being genuine. I'm just being myself. And you can love me or hate me, Marmite. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna stick to what I'm true. Stick to the truth of me, the truth of myself. And the truth is that I want to be the type of person that can bring more people to Christ, to Jesus. Like I said, love me or hate me. At the end of the day, I'm not going to change who I am for you. I'm not going to change who I am for my mom, my dad. So I hope someone, I'm not even here like to condemn Logan Paul or anything. I still believe that God can save him and stuff like that. I don't really think he's a bad person for what he said. It's just his opinion. That's what he strongly believes in. If I strongly believe in something as well, I would defend my side. So I'm not even going to bash him or anything. That's Christianity. We're not meant to be here to bash people. If anything, we're meant to bring them like closer to us, bring them to an understanding of Christianity, and so they can get that love and show that love to their neighbors, etc. It's been your boy PaulKhadar. I love you guys all. Take care, guys, and we out. Peace.